Hello everybody, this is sort of like those update videos but way simpler. I've got some music playing in the background. I'm not going to edit this, but this is just to cover the latest patch notes of the Binding of Isaac Rebirth. So we'll just go right through them. Yeah, we can see my mouse, good. So we have improved Steam Cloud Sync, which from what I read in another thread means that like, if you, say, use two Steam accounts on the same computer, the two accounts will no longer overwrite each other's saves. It's not a very common thing, I would imagine, but, you know, it's good. It writes directly to the Steam Cloud. Good. Good change. Objectively good. Anyways. Fix random disconnect for Sony controllers, fix crash on trinket pull reset. I didn't know that Sony controllers were randomly disconnecting, and the crash on trinket pull reset, this means you can now freely use the D20 and everything else free of charge. Your game will not crash from the D20 anymore. Basically, the cause of that crash was like, if you touch every single trinket, then the game is like, oh, well, we don't have any trinkets left to give you, and then it just crashes. So that's fixed. It's really good. I had that happen a few streams. Well, actually a few times on a few different streams. So, great to know that that one got fixed. That one actually got fixed before I mentioned it to Spider. Okay, fix Gemini plus BFFs. I did not actually know there was a problem with Gemini and BFFs. I've never had it, so it's neat that these things are getting changed. Fix Technology 2 and Chocolate Milk. Now, it's been a while since I've had Tech 2 and Chocolate Milk, so I actually don't know what it is that was the issue there. Huh. I almost wish I could go back before the patch and use Cheat Engine, because now it's broken. Anyways, Eden's start items are seeded more reliably. People were saying that Eden's start items might be seeded and might not be seeded. I'm guessing that this might just mean they're seeded now. Fixed collectible spawn position for there's options and the negative. Now, I can actually demonstrate this with my mouse relatively simply. So when you have both the Polaroid and the negative unlocked, say roughly here and here will be their spawns. So Polaroid and the negative. Now you'll have the bottom door here, and you have the other ones. So say you need to pause, go back to the menu, check on which thing you need to go to. When you go back into the game, you'll be spawned right next to the bottom door, and that puts you right on top of the negative. This change fixes it so that the Polaroid is over here and the negative is over here. They're no longer next to the doors, which is great. But the other part of the Polaroid and negative thing that was apparently a problem for people who don't know how to cheese the mom fight, hint, stand next to the bottom door, or any door. The other problem with that I'm guessing was not fixed is that when the Polaroid and the negative or any boss item spawns, there is no period of time where you won't just instantly pick up that item. So, say you're standing here, the Polaroid spawns, you've got the Polaroid. And there's nothing you can do to not have the Polaroid, because that's where your game's saved. It's as soon as you pick up an item, it saves. So, that may still get changed eventually. Fix Holy Mantle Continue exploit. I guess, from what I read in this thread actually, the Holy Mantle Continue exploit was, if you get hit with Holy Mantle, if you just save, like exit and then continue, it'll put you in the same room with a refreshed Holy Mantle charge. Now, you still need to do the room within one Holy Mantle hit, but you could try that room infinite times. So I guess they removed that. Fix the seed exploit for the challenge runs. There was an exploit where you could use a seed and go into a challenge. You just can't do that anymore, which I think is a reasonable change, because like doing Suicide King and then just, you know, getting Mom's knife on the first floor kind of defeats the purpose of the challenge, so I don't really have a problem with this. Let's see. Fix hard mode affecting room drops other than hearts. This might actually be my favorite change on all of these patch notes, because hard mode before was just not fun. You just didn't get keys on hard mode. Every other drop I could do without, but keys were the biggest deal in hard mode. Keys are how you get items in this game. If you can't get into them, you can't even see whether the game decided to screw you over with a bad item. It's just not there. So now we get proper drops in hard mode, which is great. We were never supposed to get heart drops, but apparently we were also not supposed to not have keys. Now, people have said that this change in particular may be worded this way because maybe it wasn't a bug and maybe they actually nerfed hard mode and they just want to sound like it's a bug. But you know what's the difference? It doesn't matter. So this just actually makes hard mode fun now, and I probably will play it from time to time now that it's interesting. Anyways, let's move on. These three are pretty much all going to be talked about together. Player 2 blood donation exploit. You all will have seen on my stream or any Let's Play video since I found out about the trick. Basically, it was if you spawn in a co-op baby and run it into a blood bank and despawn it, and then spawn it again, you'll never lose health, and you can keep on hitting that blood bank over and over and over. You are guaranteed your blood bags and IV bags all the time. You can't do that anymore. And I can't say that I'll miss this trick, because it was guaranteed good items and guaranteed a ton of money. So that's good. Fixed player 2 anti-gravity. I actually don't know what that one means. Like, oh, maybe it means anti-gravity tiers. I've never even done co-op, like, legit, so I couldn't talk on that one. And fixed player 2 being able to use bombs. Player 2 just can't drop bombs anymore. Now, I hesitate to mention this because this will get it patched out, but the purpose for player 2 using bombs is to move items out from where they are. What I mean by that is, say there's a chest behind some spikes. You spawn in the co-op baby, go over behind the spikes, behind the chest, point the bomb so it's gonna go and push the chest past the spikes, and then you get your chest without having to walk over those spikes or traverse them in some other fashion. Now player 2 can't do that anymore. However, as you're spawning in a co-op baby, for about a second it has collision with pickups. So that means you can go near the chest or key or whatever you need. You can go near it with the co-op baby and nudge it a bit, and you despawn and respawn and nudge it again, and if you keep on doing that, you'll eventually get it to you. Obviously you can't do this over rocks or pits, but over those fringe cases of spikes you can still maneuver it. It just takes a little more effort and a little more time, and I'm sure that'll get patched out as well. But you know, whatever. Okay, whoops, why am I scrolling? I have just the patch notes on the screen for you guys. Fix the Devil Deal exploit with half a soul heart. I'm just now reading that one for the first time. That's disappointing. But, you know, that brings every other character in line with Blue Baby. Excuse me. Yeah, Blue Baby, for some reason, was the only character that could not steal devil deals. I don't know why that was, but now they fixed it and nobody can steal devil deals. But what this trick was if you're below 3 soul hearts, and you have to be at a half soul heart interval, so 1/2, 1.5, or 2.5, and you take a 3 soul heart deal, the game will bring you down to half of a soul heart. And then if you take another one, it keeps you at that half. So basically it becomes, okay, do any of these deals give me soul hearts? If yes, which one gives me the most? I will take the one that gives me the most last. So you would always take Abaddon last, mostly because Abaddon takes away all your health and then you get the max amount of benefit from it, and then whatever. Anyways, I digress. You can't do it anymore, I was just explaining what it was. Fix Invincible Carrion Queen. Sometimes you can get buttless Carrion Queen. I guess this is fixed now. Fix Blue Baby Restart issue. I don't actually know what this one is. I never had any issue restarting with Blue Baby, but then again, the only time I play Blue Baby is when I play random, and when I play random, when I die, I just go out and hit random again. Maybe this means when you have the Ankh and you've respawned as Blue Baby and you restart as Blue Baby again, but I'm not sure. Okay, fix the Haunt not being invincible for the first few frames. The Haunt in, I guess, what is now his old form, for the first few frames of the fight, if you had enough damage, you could actually kill him without ever having to deal with any of the phases. You are not likely to have that much damage on Basement 1 or 2, but it can happen, or Cellar 1 or 2. This fixes that by making him completely invincible from the moment the fight starts, which is good, I guess. Although it is always funny to just completely destroy a boss as soon as you walk in the room. So, this one's okay. Like, it brings him in line with how he was supposed to be designed. So, still good. Fix 60 FPS interpolation for Cube of Meat 2. Have you ever noticed that your orbitals don't move at 60 FPS when you're walking around? I guess this fixes that specific thing for just Cube of Meat 2. It's not just that one, it's also Guillotine. Guillotine needs to be fixed as well. Please fix Guillotine. Okay. Fix picked up item disappearing when exiting during pickup animation. The only reason I know what this one is because there used to be a glitch where the curse room with the item pedestal and the spiders in it, if you picked up the item while the spiders were still alive and then you exit and continue, you could get another pedestal with another item and you would keep the old one. However, in order to do that glitch correctly, you had to wait until the pickup animation was over, or else you would lose the item upon coming back in. However, the game would still think that you own that item, so it wouldn't show up again. So this fixes the rest of that glitch. Or the rest of that glitch's potential side effects. I guess there are things in the game. I can't think of a situation where you would actually just pick up an item and exit immediately, but hey, if you're doing that, there you go. Now, this one is the most poorly worded, I'll say, of all of the changes in the changelog. Limit Halo of Flies count to 10. This has nothing to do with orbitals, and this has nothing to do with guppy flies. What this is those circly flies in the basement and stuff, those can no longer be in groups of more than 10. That's it. Alright. Change the little brimstone deal to 2 hearts. A lot of people are complaining about this one, saying, "Oh, little brimstone is the worst 2-heart deal there is now." Little brimstone is really good. Like, I don't have a problem with him costing me an extra heart. Plus, a lot of the time I just want to get rid of more of my red health. Like, maybe I'm weird, but black health and blue health are still pretty much better in most situations than red health. So anything that gets rid of more of that is fine. Also, if I can still take 2 heart deals at 1 heart, I really don't care. Because you can always just pick up your other deals and then take the 2 heart deal last, and you get to essentially steal it for 1. So I'm indifferent over this little brimstone change. I really like little brimstone. I think he is worth 2 hearts. Because a lot of the time, like, he deals ridiculous damage, and sometimes I don't have that kind of damage, and I need that kind of damage more than I need the little bit of survivability 1 extra heart container now is going to cost me. So, okay. Change ticking spider collision damage to half a heart. What in the hell is a ticking spider? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure what a ticking spider is. Maybe one of the ones in the basement? I don't know. And this is another one that's causing a lot of arguments. Change Head of Krampus to 6 charges. There was one post, I think it's a whole separate thread. It basically encompasses everything I have to say about Head of Krampus. Head of Krampus is just ridiculously good. Like, it is a room clear. Whether, like, if you're good at aiming it, you can clear whole rooms with it. And I'm not just talking about 1x1 rooms. You can clear a full 2x2 room if you can bait the enemies right and just get them into the right spots where you can sweep diagonally with it to kill everything in the room. On top of that, it can one-shot most bosses in the game. So, if you get into a situation where you really need everything to die really fast, then, you know, use Krampus's head. Those situations don't really come up more than 1 in every 6 rooms. Often they're less than that. So, I thought this item should have been a 6 charge the whole time. Like, I was really surprised the first few times I picked it up, and it was only 3 charges. Also, keep in mind, the 9-volt exists, and the AAA battery exists. Those two together can drop it down to a 4-room charge. However, with it being 3 charges, it could have been Tammy's head. And it's only slightly worse than Tammy's head Brimstone. So, yeah. I do not have a problem whatsoever with this change. People are saying it makes Krampus worthless, and that's just not the case. Like, you guys are silly. I need to stop trying to scroll. Improve Dark Bum mechanics. This is the last one on the PC changelog. This is not the last change, however. I will try to pull up the other thread that has a few more changes in the console game. Improved Dark Bum mechanics. What this means is I have just done a run that maybe disproves one part of this, but somebody said he is a 2-to-1 ratio now. Now, I had him in one room pick up 2 full red hearts and give me 2 soul hearts in the same room. That would be flat out impossible on a 2-to-1 ratio. So either he's still at a 1.5 ratio or now he's a little bit random. The more important part of the Dark Bum mechanics, though, is that he can now spawn friendly spiders and he can spawn enemy spiders. Neither of those is very common. they don't happen all the time. Like, you take him into the boss rush, most often he is going to give you the same soul hearts he was always giving you. It is not a big deal. And if he's giving you friendly spiders when you're at full soul hearts, then that's something you can actually use. Or if he's giving you friendly spiders when you're at full 12 hearts of red health, you can never use his soul hearts at 12 red hearts. So at least then he's contributing something. The fact that he has a chance to spawn an enemy spider, thematically to me that makes sense. He's a demon beggar. Like, the demon beggars in the normal game just fuck with you all the time. And in fact, in the old game, if you ever, under any circumstances, blew up a demon beggar hoping to get anything, it will always be 2 enemy spiders. Every time. So, like, this already made sense thematically to me. So, those are all the documented changes for PC. But, really quick, I need to grab... I need to grab one other thing. It's this thread. PS4 patch notes. Okay, there we go. Version 1.03, fixed issue causing trophy unlocks to sometimes not work. This fixed your PS4 Real Platinum God and other such achievements, finally. Also, those achievements were fixed on Mac. Fixed the save data bug that could lead to an infinite loading screen on startup. Damn, you console motherfuckers had it bad, I guess. Damn, that's a rough one. Fixed issues with several items and unlocks not working properly. Again, that's those trophy unlocks. Oh, wait. Trophies are separate to in-game achievements. Whatever. That third one is your, that's your Real Platinum God and all that good stuff. Fixed unfair enemy teleports that resulted in unavoidable damage. Lumps in the womb will not teleport underneath you anymore. People have sat in rooms for minutes on end, and they can't get them to teleport underneath them anymore. This is amazing. And it's one of the biggest changes that we needed to make the game more fair. Especially for characters like the Lost, who, in cases of unavoidable damage, you just wasted 20-30 minutes. Okay, fixed issues where you'd be forced to pick up either the negative or the Polaroid in certain situations. Those situations being exiting and continuing, causing you to spawn on top of the negative, as I explained in the earlier part of this video. Fix the music pitch issue when completing the game with My Little Unicorn effect active. Apparently, if you complete the game, or I guess not now, but if you completed the game with My Little Unicorn effect active on the old patch, it would keep that sped up music, probably until you got the effect again and canceled it, or obviously close your game. And other minor miscellaneous gameplay related tweaks and balances, those were mentioned in the other patch notes. So, man, that was me rambling for a lot better than I usually do, for about 24 minutes. I hope you all don't argue too hard over the changes, because, I don't know, I trust the people developing my favorite video game of all time, so I hope you guys can at least try to trust them too, and pretend they know what they're doing. And I guess I'll do one of these for every patch, because this was actually pretty fun. I will see you guys next time.